Yo, what's up guys? So today I'm going to be doing a fender trim on my Toyota Tacoma. So pretty much I'm going to go over all the steps that you'll need to do in order to get a clean cut and fit some 35s or 37s, whatever you're trying to fit. But doing this cut, I'm not going to go too aggressive. I'm just trying to fit 35s. I've already got a cab mount relocation. Fender liners are out. Fender flares are off, obviously. I've already got this masked off. And then I do have high clearance fender liners from Scorch Fabrication that I'll also be installing after we do the cut. So we're going to go ahead and dive right in. I'll show you guys the process. Alright, so pretty much you're going to want to go ahead and take the fender flare off. These clips right here, they're going to break. So I'm going to go ahead and put a link down in the description for new clips, as well as some edge trim for either the fender or the fender flare, depending on where you want to put it, so that you get a clean look. And then once you get that off, you're going to want to go ahead and tape this all off with masking tape. And then we're going to go ahead and grab a scribe from your local hardware store, set it to about 2.5 inches, and then you're going to go around all the way around and mark. Once you get your scribe out and you draw your lines here, you're going to want to go ahead and take a tape measure, ruler, whatever you want to do, measure all along here in different places to ensure that you are cutting evenly. That's going to be measure twice, cut once. You can't go back. If you're having doubts, do a little bit less than you think you want to do, and then you can always cut a little bit more. Once you get that cut finished, it's not going to look the best, I got to be honest. But you're going to want to take a flap disc, like I have on my grinder right there. And you're just going to want to clean up the edges, bring it to your actual line that you drew. That's why I said make sure that you don't go right up to that line with your cut. So then you can clean it up. I've done this side. Now we're going to move this side. For the plastic bumper, you're going to want to use something like a Dremel. Went ahead and did the rears right here. I forgot to get footage of it. But basically the same process is up there. I also did test fit my liners here from Scorch Fabrication. So we can move it up. So you can see it goes across all the way on the top. Seal that. Then it comes over here, and this is completely sealed all the way down there. And so if you do a high clearance bumper or something, cut right there. Use that line if you want, or go a little bit lower. But yeah, you've got enough protection there and all that. Now I'll go ahead and show the front liners here. So obviously nothing is actually mounted. It's just kind of held itself in place. But we will get. One thing I did forget to mention, after you cut that, there's going to be bare exposed metal. You do not want to leave it like that. Head over to Amazon, your local Toyota dealership, wherever. Get you some touch-up paint and use a little brush, and you can clean this up. For the next step, you're obviously going to want to cut your fender flare. Same process as cutting the fender. You're going to use the scribe, cut about the same. I did a tiny bit less. So you'll just use a Dremel with a cut-off wheel and use a little sanding bit. Comes out good. I'm also going to leave the link for the adhesive tape, which you do not need, but I will be doing just for a little bit of extra padding in there. Play it safe. Obviously the clips, I already mentioned those will be in the description, but the big important part is this edge trim. So you can see under this, it's a little rough of a cut. This plastic, it's hard, but you can see this cleans it up. It makes it look very clean, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw this on the truck real quick. So it has been a couple days now since I finished everything. I didn't get much footage of installing the liners. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little overview of it now, show you where everything is, show you what you need to install. It's fairly simple. You just bolt them right on. I think the hardest part was probably wiring all my rock lights back in, as I like to run them neatly and hidden. But liners are great to install. Shout out to Scorch Fabrication for making a great rear liner kit that I haven't seen on the market. I've only seen the C4 front fenders. But I went with the Scorch Fab front and rear liners. So shoot them a DM on Instagram if you want to get a set. And we're going to go ahead and go over how they install. Turn the truck on so that I have rock lights, more lights for you guys to see. But pretty much for this rear one here, there is going to be 1, 2, 3. So you're going to drill a, I believe it was 3/16 pilot hole, and then they are self-tap screws. And then right here, this is optional. It's a fender stiffener bracket. You drill it into here, and then you can put a hole in the bedside behind the fender flare so there's nothing, you can't see that. Keeps it pretty steady. I personally would recommend it. And then again, for this bottom one, all the way back there, you'll do 2 1/4-inch holes, and then bolt, nut, washers, all that. And that's how you install this one. But what you're going to start with is you're going to start with this one. There is 2 brackets. So this one right here, and then you have one right there. You're going to install the C brackets, or they're L brackets actually, onto the bolts that are there for the bed rails. If you have a accessory like I do, I have the molly panels back here. That utilizes the part of the bolt, so you'll have to sand down that nut that's in there, and then you'll have enough thread to catch, but you should be fine if you don't have that. So then you just pretty much line them up, tighten everything down, get this one up here first. I did this rear one next, and then I move up to the front. There's bolts here that are existing, washer, nut. You can do 3 of them, or you can do a 4th one. I personally just haven't done it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna, but I'd say it's pretty steady. So real quick, I did just want to touch on how I mounted this middle rock light here in the rear. Pretty much this bracket was holding the fender liner in. It was how you mounted the fender liner. There was 2 little clips right here. When you take it out, be careful. I did snap this bolt, but it's getting held in, so I'm not really too worried. I just used a little bit of super glue. But I just went ahead and bolted this rock light in, cut the hole in the middle bigger to fit my wire through, and then it goes all the way up and it gets hidden behind this top piece. And up here we have 2 pieces. You're going to start with this back one. There is 1 bracket that goes right here that attaches onto the, I believe, the door hinge, one of the bolts. And then I believe it's this one. Either one of these is the fender stiffener bracket that actually holds the fender, and then one of them is the door hinge. It's pretty noticeable. He goes over it in his video as well. But put those in, and then you attach up here 4 bolts with the attachment little bracket there, and that will hold this in. Do this bracket onto, there's a existing hole, there's a wire loom or wire harness getting held in right there. You just take that out, push it away, and then you put the nut and bolt through. And then up here I drilled, I can't remember the exact size, it was either 1/4 or 3/16. I believe it was 1/4 though. Double check on his video. Drill that in there. You don't need to do 2. So I just did 1, clean it up, and then everything mounts in perfectly fine. And that pretty much wraps it up for this video. If you guys have any questions on the build, the install of the liners, or the fender trim, feel free to leave them in the comments or shoot me a DM on Instagram. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.